My work really centers around exploring our experience, all we have to explore, of course, what's here. We could call that experience. And really central to that exploration is discovering how what's here, what's showing up, what's appearing experientially, is different, to put it mildly, from what we imagine it is based on concepts and language. The concepts and language are very strongly suggesting what this is, what it means, and so on. Not just suggesting, in a sense, most humans are so fused with the concepts and interpretations that essentially we literally believe that what's here is the same as what we think is here. And it's not, as it turns out. Um, and I think one of the more powerful conceptual assumptions we hold, again, we don't even think of them as concepts, we just think of it as reality, um, is that there's a continuity to things. In fact, that there even are things. Because how could there be things without having some kind of enduring, continuous, stable nature? Otherwise, there wouldn't really be things, would they? But we assume that phenomena have stability, continuity, endure over time. But let's look at what's here. Let's investigate that and see if it holds up under scrutiny right now. Just notice your experience, all the different seeming forms it could be taking that we might designate as a thought, an emotion, a sensation, a memory, an image, a sound, right? All these phenomena, right? We have names for these phenomena. And now anything that comes into view, let whatever comes into view in terms of a focus of attention just come naturally and be noticed. And then take a few moments to see what's there, to feel what's appearing, and see if it has one shred of continuity to it. See if it actually remains as it is, or if it's, in the instant of its arising, shifting into something else, seemingly, becoming something else. But even in its appearing, it's disappearing. Notice how that is the case. Notice how there really is this flash instant of experiencing that simply doesn't linger. It has no duration. If you could imagine, well, you don't even have to imagine because you're experiencing it, but um, just an image of a shape that's moving, okay? Some shape, some like a geometric shape, and just imagine that the shape is not just sitting there holding still, but it's moving, it's changing shape, okay? So it's in you could say the state that it's in is a state of transformation. So the shape just keeps reshaping itself, right? So just imagine that. This is very much what this moment is like. We could liken it to a kind of shape. Each aspect of the moment of experience, each thought, memory, sound, emotional, arising, all of it. They're each like their own, you could say, sort of unique shape. So any one that you might notice is the perfect thing to notice because you're going to notice the same thing, which is what could be described as the shape of that particular appearance, that the shape of that experience. And but it's not holding still. It's the shape is moving, isn't it? And here's the wild thing that runs completely counter to conventional reality, which is that the shape is really not a shape. It's, I guess we could say, what's here is a shaping, more verb than noun. Feel that. Feel the flow. That's the best we could really say, is that this is a flow. A flow that doesn't stop. It doesn't stop and hang out for a while as a particular thing. Ah, there it is, just like frozen in time. It isn't like that, is it? It doesn't freeze. It doesn't stop. The movement doesn't stop. This is why you'll hear traditions talk about this is not graspable. What could you grasp? Whatever you might imagine you're grasping isn't even here anymore. That's why you can't grasp it. There's literally not something to grasp hold of because there aren't things. Just feel how that is so. There's not anything static. Everything is on the move, leaving no trace. Even if we say there's some sort of trace left from what was here an instant ago, some lingering feeling or echo of what occurred, that also is moving. That also has no stability, no continuity. This is absolutely not philosophy. This is our actual experience. The philosophy is that things, or the abstraction is that things have stability and continuity, that there are things. That's an abstraction because experientially there are no things. Which is very strange because it appears as if there's things, very much so, that have some kind of stability, including what we think of as ourselves. Let's not leave that out of the picture of phenomena that we could investigate. We think of ourselves as some kind of enduring being, enduring self, and enduring personality, individual, and so on. But we really only know whatever there might be called a self as experience. Other than that would be an idea. But as an experience of myself, the experience is flowing. It's a shape that is constantly in flux. So who am I? It's like what I am is going up in a puff of smoke in each instant and becoming the next seeming shape of me. But then that shape really never takes full shape because it's on the move, you see? Feel that. It's very obvious we've been here together for some 10 minutes, let's say, that we can use the mind for a moment to imagine the last 10 minutes, as a concept, sort of the memory of the last 10 minutes. It's all gone. It's not here anymore, is it? What's here is this, this instant. There's no past. Where is the past? There is a concept, or as maybe memory, but of course the memory of the last 10 minutes is a memory that's here now. It's very easy to see, or easier to see, the impermanence of this, the non-durational nature of this, by seeing the past as no longer here. But this instant is no longer here faster than I can snap my fingers. That's what I mean by it. It has no stability, it has no endurance. And yet we experience the flow of experiencing. We experience this, what we could call a flow of life, don't we? This is one of the reasons why, if you have an experience that you imagine is here and you've named and described in some way, here's this experience that I'm experiencing. You tell someone what you're experiencing, you tell yourself what you're experiencing, and now if you were to go to look for that which you just described, it is no longer here. You will not find it. You cannot find, you can't find phenomena. Try right now, try to find what's here. It just keeps slipping away. It can't be pinned down. So this is very curious reality, that the sense of something that's always here, right? This is undeniable. There's a presence that's always here. It's just relentlessly the sense of here-ness. It's just palpable, isn't it? Undeniable that something's here. Rock solid presence. The beingness of the moment, right? And this that's here, this presence that's here, seemingly taking shape as all this diversity and all these unique forms and expressions and flavors, right? But this is the paradox, that it's undeniably here, relentlessly here, unavoidably here, always continuously here, but absolutely ungraspable and slipping away, slipping away, slipping away simultaneously. Try to grasp hold of something that's appearing experientially. It's gone. Everything, every instant being born anew. Completely unique, and yet vanishing no sooner than it appears. You would think from that standpoint that there would be nothing that could be enjoyed, in a sense, because nothing is here, owing to its radically impermanent, unstable nature. It's just not here. It's not here for any time whatsoever, because in other words, the shape of the moment, as I said, it doesn't take shape and then go hold still and now, okay, so enjoy me in this current shape. It's really not like that. I guess what we could say is that what can be enjoyed is the flow of this, the ever shifting nature of this. And it is, feel that. Feel the flow of this. It's so alive. It's so dynamic. Can't be pinned down or described owing to its dynamism. But always here as this flow, this ceaseless flow, and everything is that flow. Everything is that same ungraspable, unnameable flow. Life completely lets go of everything in the instant. It's all let go of. There's no letting go for us to do, no releasing what's here. It's just released by the very nature of reality itself is to release itself in each instant. That's how effortless the letting go is. No history. Where's the history? This moment is free of history. You are free of history right now. It's completely mind-blowing to see the way that this is and the way in which it is so different from what we conventionally think of as some kind of static reality that's just sitting here somehow. Whether we're talking objects or subjective experiences that again we sort of reify as and concretize as having some sort of I'm experiencing fear right now or insecurity or whatever the state is. And if you actually go and investigate anything that you're experiencing, you'll discover that it's not a thing that can be found. It's something that's moving. In that sense, it's not a thing that can be defined, grasped hold of. So that's freedom. There's nothing to be stuck in or caught in or trapped in. There aren't things, and no one to be stuck in or trapped in or caught in, because there's no static, fixed self either. There's just a flow, the flow of reality, releasing itself in every moment. Dying and being born and dying and being born in a timeless flash that looks like the world, that looks like time and space and experience and objects. It looks like all of this stuff. It's very convincing that it looks like a bunch of fixed, solid, stable phenomena. It looks like that, feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? But just feel your experience and see if that's true. Or do you just feel this absolutely relentless, ungraspable flow that is never holding still and has no stability whatsoever? It's very strange when you think about the kind of so much of the project of the human often is to kind of arrange their experience, their circumstances, their experiences, kind of try to control them, get them in some sort of order, so that everything will be okay. And it's like we're sort of micromanaging and arranging or trying to arrange our experiences so that we'll be okay. And we're playing with phantoms. We're playing that things aren't playing with things that are not even present right now because they've already left. Like I'm trying to control some state of mind. It's like it's gone already. What am I doing? What am I trying to control? It's not here anymore. Life is already freeing itself, letting go of itself, liberating itself in every instant, leaving no trace. The Tibetans say it's like the flight path of the bird in the sky, or like a line drawn in water. It leaves no trace. Pure freedom.